Hello all. Gonna wait for a minute or two and talk about the weather because it's minus 29 and Celsius. I'm up in Canada. I'm actually in the city. Sorry for my appearance on Facebook. YouTube's a little bit clearer, but both are going to be hopefully not too weird when I have a chat about what's been going on. So, give me the good news. Oh, don't you worry. I'm going to be giving you a big bunch of good news. So, grab your coffees because if you weren't on my Telegram this morning, I got a bit triggered. So, yes, I will be talking about that. Don't you worry, Mariana. Oh my God, I got goosebumps when I said that at 107 on my YouTube paused and then went to 113, and that's hilarious to me because 7 to 13 is like. So now let's start at the what started this video in the first place. For people on Facebook, I did 2 live videos yesterday, and I'm getting very hit hard in the going on. So yeah, if you want to watch YouTube, whatever, watch YouTube, but either way. So I'm going to talk about all the things I've learned about kings, queens, and seeing what's happening now in my I'm just going to talk technological experience, not my actual emotional experience, but just my technological experience and what I've discerned over the past 4 years. Okay? Ooh, let's go back. Let's fast forward and take a walk down memory lane for everybody. So now I should have done this before I got on the show, but I did not. I'm going to talk about my very first videos a little bit in detail because I actually kind of have been taking my own bit of shit online myself. Not that I care. You know how I don't care about stuff like that. Oh, I can see myself talking. That's hilarious. But I'm going to go to the videos and go back to what's on there. And there you can see that there's video number 2, and video number 4, and video number 5. Those are the first few videos that I did. This is through my friend's account, so it's not even my own. That's why I can see me talking on here. And so the very first video I did was about 300 people related to basically the 0.00001%, the CABAL, okay? And all about what PIZZAGATE meant and who was involved in the Schmebstein and the Weinschmein lists. I have to say it like that because just say the list. So going back 4 years, this is 4 years ago almost, folks. 4 years since the first video. First video, second video. First video got pulled right off the internet. It's on my Rumble account if you want to go watch it. 15 minutes long. My second video, 15 minutes long, was explaining what happened in Haiti with the Schmlintons and Schmurdo and all of those dips and what they did with 33 children. Okay? So then all of a sudden, my good friend Julie, who I miss dearly, I really need to try and get a contact if you're watching still, sent me a little link that had kingof.uk. I go read that. The page doesn't look the same as it did. And I have screenshots of the old page, by the way, in my old phone. So of what it looked like. And in there was a fellow named Greg. And he was claiming to be the king of UK. But he was from another country. And I was like, wait a second. How is that possible? Let's just break this down. I interviewed the guy. Firstly, the video I did on the chart video I did on that fellow before I interviewed that guy was my most watched video ever. It got pulled off of YouTube. There was over 130,000 when it got pulled off of YouTube, and I don't know, it's still on Facebook. I don't know why, but it's still on Facebook. So that video from my platform got dissected up. Oh, she said that the Queen and the Pope had a baby and it was Greg. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? That isn't even close to what I said in that video. Not even close. Not even close. So people were doing their own baloney from my artwork. And I believe this is one of the reasons I haven't been pulled off, because it's a CH-ART. It's art. It's my opinion. It's always been my opinion. So, and a blog. I've never claimed to know when things are happening or whatever. I'm just like wading through this like you guys are. Okay? Always happily, okay, this is what I learned today, and sharing it with you. My number 4 video was about, I believe, like how the number 8, now I see it, I'm like, oh, of course it is. How the number 8 was about the bottom loop being darkness, and then we get shot up into the lightness. And I always thought it was like when our meat suit met creator. Well, why is that any different than what we're going through right now in the GA? Okay? So the 5th video was about, oh, people are donating money to Greg. He's ripping people off. Blah, blah, blah. You're a fraud. You're the Antichrist. I had death threats. I had trolls. I had stalkers. You name it. I've had it all for 4 years. Honestly, hilarious. I usually block these people because I don't care. I'm like, I don't care what you think of me. You're not in my timeline. Bye. Smell you later. Okay. So I interviewed Greg and I learned a lot. Boy, did I learn a lot from that guy. It's not about being a king or queen, because it's all about how the ones that are in power right now are fake, and how there's actual real bloodlines of Jesus running around out there. And I have to say it like that so I don't get, not because I'm being disrespectful. Okay? So he opened up the Da Vinci Code movie and helped me discern, like, hey, whoa, they are telling us everything. Boy, all the downloads came when I did that interview with Greg. And he told me then, well, in 1987, I met Donald Trump. 1988, I learned how to jump bodies. And I was like, what? What? Like, my cognitive dissonance in that conversation was like a deer in the headlights. I was like, well, how do I know you're the same one now? Okay? This is as honest as I'm being. Like, honestly. Okay? So, but he had all this information. So I looked at this man as like this magical wizard in my avatar suit that said, here's a gift. You discern what you will from this gift. If you believe me to be bad, you'll believe me to be bad wizard with bad information. And you'll all be out there slinging mud about me for the next 4 or the 13 before. 17 years. I just thought of that right now. So you're either going to believe what somebody's intentions are behind what their mission statement is in the background. I call those timelines. What was Greg's timeline? To tell us that they're fake and we're all equal, and that there was titles and nobility, stuff that's interwoven and has exceeded our actual true human rights. He opened the door to how signatures were signed on documents, and if they're underlined, they mean nothing, and da 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 da. Like the information overload. It was tremendous. I love Greg. Never going to say anything bad about him. I learned a lot. Okay, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from people, whether other people think they're bad or not. It's irrelevant to how this movie ends because I'm not the one casting judgment, okay? I'm not the one casting judgment. And this has been bothering me for 4 years. So the online bullying, I used to think it was, and I'm just going to spell it out for that. You that are passing gossip about someone being bad or good, that is trying to reveal truth, you're a gossip. I don't know how to break it to you. That's something within you that feels like you need more love for yourself. And I'm not saying that meanly. I'm saying that with all my integrity and all my love for you. When you are saying bad things about people online, you do not love yourself at the core. You do not have to be the first at the information to pass around bad news. Why are you passing around that bad news is my question to you. What makes that information so important to you that you need to spread it like wildflower or shit manure everywhere you can? I have never understood this. So this goes back 4 years. I did not expect that what happened with all of these people on watching my videos. I did not expect that. This is not what I signed up to do in the first place. I signed up to share my knowledge, like just to make sense of everything. I felt crazy. And then people were like, "Oh, this really makes sense. Please do more. Please do more." So I did. But the whole thing, I kind of joked it off. Like, just stop talking about stuff like that. Oh, I don't want to hear any more about Charlie on my page. I literally had that in my rules. Stop talking about it because is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Who cares? What is the message he's getting across? Does it resonate with you? Is it your timeline to say, hey, yeah, he's really positive. It makes sense for me. Or do you feel like, oh, he's ripping people up? If you think he's the latter, why the F are you talking about it 4 years later? I shake my head at that. Because I will tell you at the root of why it upsets me. It kind of made me cry a little bit this morning. I've been bullied by my own family. My father and stepmother were so cruel that I felt like I was living in a concentration camp. Didn't have any protection from anyone except for my grandparents. When I see people attacking everybody, that's all it does is like, oh, I'm 54 years old and I feel like I'm 8 watching people fight. It upsets me. I'm sorry. It's not about who's right and who's wrong, who's the better person. It's you can't see love right now. And that's what hurts me after 4 years of watching my videos. You can't see love. You don't feel the same love that I have. That's all I'm saying. I honestly want to shut this video off. So, moving forward, I don't like seeing it in my group chat. This morning I woke up and I love this lady. I loved her. I love her. And put all this negative stuff because she hasn't been online for a while. And that's what's happening to people. They haven't been online because they had to dip out. And I forgive you. I really do forgive all of these people. And this is what's happening to everybody, okay? Let me just explain something that I have an understanding for. My experience in IT, in information technology, is 20 years old. I see computers completely different than people going on the screen and doing this. The way people look at this, I see this. I see everything underneath and how things connect and how it connects to us here. I see it all. I've seen it all for years. For years. That's why I had to dip into certain certain experiences my whole life because I had to see that. And whenever there was bullying going on at work, oh man, I quit. I quit. They were bullying me. No, I'm sorry. I worked 9 weeks of overtime for you assholes. I gotta go. So when I go and research stuff, I have to know for myself. I don't want somebody else's opinion about so and so. I just don't, because it does not resonate with me. Jealousy, greed, those things. I'm a humble person, and I say that. I live modestly. Anybody who's been to my house, my motorhome, my apartment, like, see me ride my bike, I'm not a, you can see me. If you can't see me, you don't see me, is all I'm saying. So I've sat here the whole time and watched people dip in and out of what's going on. But the one thing I know to be true in this 4 years of all these downloads and all this information and researching and making all of my life make sense, one thing I know for certain is we are being recorded on a level that you people cannot understand when you are talking shit online. I can guarantee you that. I can 100% guarantee you that. You do not know the power of some of these people, for the good people who are coming out and giving good information, their reach online or what they are capable of doing. And if we are going to God's highway where there is do no harm, and you're out there, here, have some more shit. Have some more. Here, Raven, look at some more shit. Do you think I haven't seen that shit before? I've seen it all. I've seen more than any of you care to witness, either in my remote viewing, and I know a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't lived in the tunnels in your dreams, you do not know. Like, you don't know. We should be focusing on the children right now, and that's what's breaking my heart. Is so many people aren't seeing the fact that this man has children living with him. He's not on a registry. You around the world should research the actual video where he made, not yesterday, the day before, I think, or whatever, one day, and he goes and shows you how to find the information that he's being accused of. Who the hell would do that if they were guilty? I'll wait. Go on. I'll wait. You're not doing your due diligence by doing your own research, and you're not standing in love. That's what's breaking my heart. You're not standing in love. That's the number one thing. That when people are sitting there so ready to accuse other people, you don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And if this guy turns out to be bad, all I see right now in my movie, my perception is he's a character behind a character. He's someone important that had to be hidden this long, and that's why he's getting attacked so much. And if you don't see the things that we all see, like the honey on his shirt, honey pot, why would he be wearing that? Why would Trump be under persecution exactly the same way that this guy is? Why would this guy be in George Magazine? I am just saying what I perceive it to be true is there's a certain level of people out there that are very ill informed with certain subjects. And I'm just going to speak about one person in particular that is spreading the most negative news. Without saying who it is, I can imagine you'll all know who I'm talking about. I was in Ottawa. I'm just going to speak from my experience personally. I smoke weed. I smoke weed like from the moment I get up in the morning until the moment I go to bed. No lie. I don't ever make any bones about that. Anybody who knows me knows that about me. I'm a cannabis lover. It has healed my body in the past 20 years of having cancer. Okay? I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks of it. If it's God's lettuce, the other lettuce, it doesn't matter. What I'm getting at, when I went to Ottawa, do you think I even remotely smoked anywhere near the Parliament grounds? No. Do you know why? Do you guys have any idea why? because there was vibrations and frequencies that others were not picking up. And it has no vibration. So you're actually kind of, when you do get, it works differently with other people than works differently. So I can attest to this person, but I can imagine, because I've seen my own friends go to the dark side after they've smoked cannabis. It does not work for everybody in the same way. But I wasn't taking any of my chances. Okay? Now, going back in the timeline after Greg Howlett, I made a video, and many of you watched it here on my YouTube, or my Facebook, I think it was, where I was sitting in a park with my friend Zeta. And I said, Jasera's here. And I was like crying and blah, blah, blah. It was probably around end of May, June. The flowers were just blooming. And I was crying. Everybody thought I was cuckoo then. Cuckoo. But I was saying how Hawaii was going to be a country or whatever. And they all got released back their money. And I was reading this thing. And people are like, Raven, you're a liar. You are lying. You're a fraud. You're this, you're that. I explained how, like, our system worked, the new system, how I felt the new system was going to work, the one that starts with the 17th letter, and put out that video. It's one of my most watched videos, actually. I Am and the New World on YouTube. Got shared by Snow White on Twitter, who many thought was Queen Diana. So my perceptions way back 4 years ago are not the same as everybody else's now. Neither are yours to each other. We're not supposed to. What we're supposed to be doing is focusing on the information and who's saying what and why, not whether bad character or good character, because you're sitting in judgment. And thank you to the lady who shared. It's Matthew 7.1. What was that? Yeah, Matthew 7.1. Look it up, about judgment. Now, going a little further, because many people want to know about the whole RD title and whatever else. My very first video about RD literally explained what I just explained to you. Greg told us that kings and queens were titles, and we're all equal, and Jasera's going to be a thing, and blah, 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 blah. So who's been casting arrows at that person this whole time? Or myself this whole time? What was the original outcome in the positive? Let's just focus on the positive, because we just focused on the positive of Greg. I learned a lot from that guy. What did I learn from the RD timeline? Why did I stay there so long? Firstly, that person, I had more dreams about that person before I met that person than anybody I've ever met. They were out of context, I must admit. I don't know where they still sit in context until some of them come true. But the majority of those dreams were all positive. They weren't negative, they were positive. And they were about doing humanitarian work, working together as a collective. Like, I don't know why that's a bad thing. Let's think about the timelines. Why would somebody, again, from another country, call themselves a queen in this country? Didn't we just experience that timeline? And don't you guys think it's a little bit ironic that Raven was on the scene for both of those? Shakes my head. Why? Creator doesn't give us more than we can handle. Okay? That's why. So after the Ottawa experience, or when I was in Ottawa, these are the things I felt. Many people go, what'd you see? What'd you feel? Firstly, I will never say a bad word about RD because I don't feel badly about her. We left on good terms. Many people think we left on bad terms because I was lumped in with the other group of people. Nope. I left quietly the day before, and I was there to witness what happened the next day. I actually didn't witness it all because I was like, again, I don't participate in fighting, so I actually dipped out. I was like, I took one step on the bus and then got right off. No, I don't want to participate in that. It's not for me. So Now, let's talk about all the things that people complained about again with Artie. She was telling people to do this and that and blah, 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 and da-da-da, and blah, blah, blah. People gave her money and she was a fraud, blah, 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 blah. She's not living in 10D and she's so this and that and blah, 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 blah. Gee, I could go on and on and on. She's crazy, blah, 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 blah. Who's the number one person in the Canadian newspaper about being a QAnon conspiracy theorist? Why are people angry at her in the town? Nobody's figuring that one out yet. Because she's against the JAB. What did she positively affect for people? People keep forgetting this. I don't care what anybody says. You can never change my mind on the fact that people work together. Millions of dollars are given out in grocery and hay donations, flood donations, fundraising. I myself, within 24 hours, raised $2,000 and donated it within the next 8 hours. I was sitting there waiting to donate it to a lady who needed a pump in her house that got flooded out. These good things happen to people around Canada, and some people abuse that. Yeah, some people abuse that. But everyone who donated, I'm sorry, I'm just going to call you out. If you're pissed off, that's your free will. You decided what to do with that money. If you didn't donate, shut the fuck up. Get over your triggers with money and jealousy. Period. End of story. Same with the Greg story. You didn't donate, shut the F up. This is not high vibrations. You complaining about somebody being a fraud is not like, why are you on my page, dude? Every day I'm like, come on, man. Work together. Stop. There's double meanings for everybody. Pretty. She said Snow White was Betty White's nickname. Snow White is actually the name of the mountain where the Clooney bloodline comes from, which is the Jesus bloodline. That's all I learned this year. Anyways, it's not all I learned this year. But anyways, what I'm getting at is anybody, including PG, and I've only been in knowledge of this guy for a year. Taco's been watching him. I thought she was talking about another PG, Phil Good Life or something, before when she was saying Phil said this. But last year, I did a huge decode, and it was like mind-blowing to me. You might have watched it. Who is cute? If you haven't watched that video and you're talking poop, you might want to watch it, because then it might give you a higher sense of knowledge and information about why I think he has an important role, just technically speaking. Okay? So let's talk about all of these people overall. Who is giving you good information? Have you felt that I'm giving you good information over these past 4 years? Super. Keep watching. But if you're sitting here just going, I'm just going to sit here and troll you and wait for you to fuck up and you get caught. Like, what do you think's happening to you right now? The trolls. You're getting caught. Okay? You are getting caught. If you're talking bad poop about people in a defamatory way, number one, not gonna jive with the new vibes. Okay, I love you, but it's not gonna jive with the new vibes. I don't even have bad things to say about that guy who was at the Capitol. I appreciate his work. It breaks my heart, the drama going on. It breaks my heart because people are acting exactly what is dark inside of them, and it's being projected on others very quickly. That's all that's happening right now. The dark is being exposed for dark within inside of all of us. That's why I'm bawling about my triggers of bullying. Like, that's my darkness. I have to get over it. Okay? I'm trying to bring everybody together. I love you guys. But when I stopped with that group, with RD's group, do you know how many followers I lost? 2,000. Out of my 9,000 followers, I went from 9,000 to 7,000. They thought I didn't like her. I love everybody. Like, so it made me sad. I'm like, wow, people just thought I was part of that group, and it made me sad, but I can't do anything about that. But I also have people on my channel that were here because of RD. So it all is a balance, and I've always thought who's meant to be here is meant to be here. Okay? And I've asked this entire time. RD knew this. Many people knew this. I've asked and tried not only to Creator, to Archangel Gabriel, to provide me the truth, no matter what it looks like. Even if it hurts me, I don't care. I want the truth. The truth is the only thing that matters to me. So intuitively, I think I have come to the right conclusion about some of these characters. And I think Lynn, on his page, people are all getting misconstrued about that. But the one thing I forgot to mention about the card reading yesterday, if you didn't watch it, is the truth is within inside all of us. You know it. You know when something doesn't smell right. You know that there's going to be something that Tower card is going to come slap everybody upside the head with a bolt of lightning, and we're all going to be like, whatever. Are you going to look at the less than, or are you going to create your new? And people that are in the less than right now pool, that's going to slowly go down the toilet, because those don't go in the new vibrations. So we're not focusing on being ready to help others. When we're talking about everybody negatively, oh, Charlie's this, or so-and-so talked about this, or so on, we're not helping newcomers learn stuff. We are not. We are not helping them learn about flat Earth. We're not helping them realize what real stars and real planets are and why they go around, or even about you or you. We're not helping anybody learn about anything, because you're just sitting there going, oh, well, this one person pooped on my emotional parade, so now I'm just going to fling it out there. So again, I love everybody for bringing it to my attention, but my attention has always been in love. So anything negative usually gets until I'm like, okay, this is it. I kind of snapped this morning on my page. I did, on my Telegram. If you didn't read it, I was like, no coffee, no smoke, and you got my truth. Like, that's how that worked. It was just like, no, I love you guys. Like, I'm just seriously, I was like, even this morning with Taco, like, she called and I'm like, I just had a little cry. Like, it broke my heart. Like, to see, it just breaks my heart. That's all. So when we know better, we do better. That's all I got to say. So I'm going to go to Lynn Wood's page and kind of point something out everybody missed, I think. Let me go pull it up. James 5. Normally I don't read biblical things, but here I go. RD is Romana. Thank you. Okay. So James 5 from Linwood's page. James 5:16. Confess your faults one to another, and pray for one another, that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. 17. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain, and it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months. What's 3 years and 6 months? We're hitting that marker soon by the end of these things from May or March 13th on. So just saying. And he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit. Brethren, if any of you do err from the truth and convert him, let him know that he which converteth the sinner from the error of his way shall save a soul from death and shall hide a multitude of sins. Now, I did a poll last night on my page asking who do you think are these three people? PG is a white hat, Lynn's a white hat, and Lynn's a white hat. I honestly think that about all of them, 100%. But only 60% thought that about Phil. Only about 63% felt that about Michael Flynn. And 78% felt that about Lynn Wood. How can anyone, after I just read that, about him praying for our brethren and confessing our sins in front of one another? I don't know. So, for those of you who don't watch Phil's lives, and thank you to Xana, I believe that's her name. Let me just get that. I'm going to read you some information that will solidify all of the information I have been posting. And if I'm wrong about the things that I've made in my videos, or even near the timelines of being wrong, the only person who's going to judge me is that, okay? Yes, Carolyn, doing the shadow work shows us all the error of our own ways. Super tough, it is. So this is from Zane Gallup, who posted Arvin's notes. I love Arvin in Phil's group chat. If you do not know who that is, he's amazing. Phil said, and I'm just going to go over some of these that are important. I'm not going to tell you all of them. Royalty will be dissolved around the world. What? Why isn't that a good thing? Why wouldn't you want that to be a good thing? I'm just going to ask you to think about why wouldn't you want these things to be true if this is what this guy's saying? Ask yourself these questions, the naysayers, okay? Okay. SCOTUS, overturn of 2020 election will be announced. Okay. I believe silver will go to $10,000. Who the hell wouldn't want to hear that? I do. I'm like, woo, I'm a millionaire. Brunson case has been important. EBS would have been easier for me if I was in Hawaii. Why? If he is an SNOWDEN in real life, then why would he ever need to be Hawaii? Jim Carrey's a good guy. I thought that from the beginning. I thought he might be playing Schmeiden for a while. It's interesting. Oh, I just had some mirroring numbers there, but anyway. The border wall is a giant tuning fork for free energy. Didn't I just post a video on my Telegram about that? Guy sat with his head between the wall and went. Close the wall. Why? My shirt is a calm. Everything's a calm to me. Everything. Even Karen with glasses was calm to me. I know you said it wasn't calm, but it's calm. Starlink is safe. Elon is heavily involved. Hello? These match some of my videos. Stock market crash is imminent. I'm going to read you the ones that made me cry this morning. Because it still confirms everything I said. These three, almost. Barron is adopted. Knew it! Bitcoin is not good. Knew it! This one made me cry. The Maui kids are safe. Who doesn't want to hear that information? And I love you guys. We'll have another live by Monday. Yeah. So, who doesn't want to know that stuff? Why do you think there's this discernment? Heavy, heavy, heavy. God is testing you. This is not a drill. This isn't a drill. You are being tested to what's up here this whole time. You are being tested by your corona. These last 4 years are all about the virus that was trying to infiltrate our top chakra. Once we all reach past the truth, the throat, and move up into seeing it all as a mass, we get everything gifted to us. That's what's coming this year, the 8. Bringing it all. Let's circle back to video number 4, the 8. Going through the darkness in the beginning of 2024 and shooting around in lightness. So all of the dark is being exposed through a lot of information technology resources. If you don't know about network engineering, hacking, things like that, be careful what you type. Be careful what you think. Be careful what you say. What would Jesus do? What would Raven do? I've had a lot of life experiences that have led me into some very, very dark places. So if I've been sexually assaulted by men when I was 12 and 15, don't you think that would be one of the biggest triggers for me if I thought somebody was a PEDO? Michelle, I'm glaring right at the camera. So, we need to step over the bridge of our truth with each of ourselves. You are being tested so hardcore, so much. If somebody doesn't resonate with you, if that PG guy, I don't get what he's saying, I don't think he's that, I don't whatever, put it in your basket to wait and see. In the 50-50 column, I'll put it. Put it in the 50-50 column. I'm just going to sit here and observe. You're in the not sure. It's okay to be in the not sure. But if you're in the no, he's a bad guy, and then you're going and turfing that shit online, I don't care if you think he's a bad guy. But if you're putting action to that, that's where it's not good. That's where all of the comms have meaning. That's where it all ties and circles back into this wonderful loop of truth. And the further I go down these discernments or intuitions or timelines, and I have knowledge about somebody, it doesn't matter what one person says, because that person has done me no wrong. It doesn't matter. Are we in high school? Like, hey, that person's bad, Raven. No, we shouldn't be doing that. We should be literally focusing on getting out PIZZ8 gate things, learning more about that, FLAT Earth, all of that stuff. Our aura and all of that. We have to cleanse it all out now. So that's what's being called upon by all of us. So when I say do better, I really mean that, even for myself. Like, I'm not guilty of sin. I'm a sinner. I was a deplorable. But I had to learn all of this so I could come and transmute the energy. And that's what we're here to do. Transmute these darknesses within ourselves so we can help other people transmute the energy. That's how it works. It's like you're holding a ball of fire and you're turning it into a crystal. Ooh, I like that. You're shape-shifting hell and turning it into a crystal. That's what I just pictured. All right. So I hope that clears up the air. I have 2 cards that stuck together, and the one on the bottom is calling. So I just wanted to say that it doesn't matter whom you watch, but if you do not like that person, I think we're well beyond the bullying and name calling. Like, I find that very 2020. So I apologize. I don't really apologize for crying. I don't apologize for anything, actually. This is the real Raven show, so you just get what you get. So I have 5 cards here. The last one, I laughed because when I was putting the cards away, it jumped up. So there's restriction. I'm going to read this card out because it comes out a lot. Communication. Boy, what's down today but the gematria site? I think we're going to see. No, he isn't SNOWDEN. That person is actually the person that's a fall guy. He's the person that the story came out. SNODEN is the person that story had to be told to get the information into the media. Same with SETHRICH. That person had to dump information. But I believe Phil was behind both of those dumps. That's all I'm saying with Phil. Not that he's the actual person. The character behind that person is what I'm getting at. Okay? So, restriction, communication, how interesting. The mystery, all sitting in the mystery. That's like sitting and watching you guys, waiting. Oh, these cards are so good. Perception. It's your perception. And have pride and leadership in your perception. These honestly couldn't be more bam, 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 bam. Your perceptions of what we're walking through right now is what's really going to be needed to be communicated after the restriction. Okay? Or there is going to be, I think we're going to be like a boop soon. I think that's going to halt all our communications. We have to tie in here. That's what we've been supposed to be working on, meditate with each other in higher vibes. Okay? We're supposed to be going through the mystery, observing. And our perceptions on what this mystery looks like is what is seriously necessary at this juncture. We are supposed to be leading the way. When you start swaying people into a shit pool over here or a shit pool over there, it makes us look crazy. It changes people's reality of what information we're actually giving out. They're not focusing on what the information is, okay? Yes, we have to get over the I for an I in this realm. Exactly. So, yeah. But I'm not going to read the cards because you guys got the gist, and it's 10:07. Ha ha, boop boop. But I'm not going to talk too much longer because I think I said what's necessary on this video. But I do want to set a tone. We're going to start focusing on gratitude, not only on my page, gratitude of learning. If there's something that I post on my page and you want to bolster up that post in the group chat, there's only 440 people in the group chat right now, and I have not put the group chat back on my page. But Eriko, I did add you. If you look in your private comments, there's links to both the group chat and the group thing. I have added a couple of people. So anyways, the group chat is there to support the team, not to devise the team. It's for supporting Raven Moonstone news. Okay? So there's inclusive things and there's disclusive. That's the group rules. It's easy. No bashing, no talking crap. Let's support each other, welcome each other, be friends. Okay? That's all it's there for, so you guys can be friends. Not to talk shit about people. It's not like a hen house. You want to do that, go have coffee with your neighbor and talk about some other 3D baloney. 3D baloney does not belong on my page. My vibes are like, ooh, getting off the last grain of sand. What's happening right now? And I looked at this analogy today. I thought it was kind of cute. Has anybody watched squirrels? go across a fence in the snow? Has anybody seen, like, actually witnessed what they do to the snow? It's really quite cute. It looks like a heartbeat. It's big, big, little bump. Big, big, little bump. Big, big, little bump. And like on almost every fence around our yard, they jump and create these mounds of things. That's what we're going through. This energy, this is why everybody's feeling it with PG. Okay, I'll tell you why. This is exactly why. If he wasn't who he says he is, number one, why would he say that online? But number two, don't you think he would be one of the biggest people attacked when he has the same amount of followers on Telegram that Trump does? I don't know. I don't know. And wouldn't they be attacking all the guy who has maybe the knowledge to flip a switch? Or maybe have some information about people that are alive that we've all suspected were alive in the background? Wouldn't he have met some of these people? Why would he be telling all of this crap if it wasn't true? Or this good stuff? Why would he say any of it? It makes zero sense to me because it's going to make you look like an even bigger weirdo. We're talking about Phil Godlewski. So if you don't know who he is, Kareen, I'm not sure if you're a new follower. So he's very much, oh, it's back up? Oh, yay, good. Because I wanted to do some geometry today. So, and squirrel is a big key code. So I don't know. I'm just throwing out my opinions. That's what this page has been all about from day one. I've never known when dates are. I've had a lot of hopium because I'm a hopium queen. I love it. I just call myself a queen. I'm Queen Raven in Barbados, you guys. I've been a big fan of Queen Latifah too, on and off in my life. So if that triggers any of you, get over that too. I think it's funny. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? But anyhow, I'm going to go run along and do some grounding. I'm actually making some cinnamon buns today. I love baking. Baking's my happy place. And I'm going to do some cleaning. That's another happy place for me. I know I'm a weirdo. But maybe one day I'll hop online and read you a couple of things from my birth chart, and then you guys would be like, yeah, okay. We're not going to mess with Raven because Raven knows what she's talking about. She's fully engaged in her soul contract. Fully engaged. So if I provide some information or some intel to you guys, then I think that's fabulous. But I'm not the one doing it. I think Mr. PG is out there confirming and making, like, tweaking a few things that maybe were disinformation before. And there is disinformation necessary. Don't forget about that. Someone could have been called bad on somebody's show, but maybe they were good to make people discern. I don't know. It's all about your answers inside. You are the perceiver. You are the leader. You are the creator. You are the witnesser. So just know that. Firstly, I am very grateful you watch my shows. Secondly, I'm very grateful to the team, Taco, Leanne, and all of the Spice Rack, Dana, the whole gang. Like, they provide a lot of support. I'm going to make a Bond Spice, Smoky Spice, Swiss Army Spice, Cinderella Spice. Oh, I got all the Spice Rack, yeah. One day I'll just go through all the Spice Rack and name them all the spices. So, and tell you how they've helped me. So I don't want to give out their faces, but I love them all. So I'm very grateful, and please focus on helping your family get through this. Stop focusing on the negative, what's within even your family. My family's not awake yet. Who cares? They're not supposed to be. Everybody is where they're supposed to be. That is what I want to make clear. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, and you are being witnessed on what you are doing. So is your family. And your family is going to get this information. We're not here to wake up anybody new, I don't think. But your family is going to get this information, and you're going to have to help them get through it. And if you're still triggered before that happens, then it's going to be a little bit harder, is all I'm going to say. So please remain grounded. please keep your prayers up for people who are especially negative. Please pray for these people. That's what Lynn Wood literally said. Pray for these people. Pray for all of us, you know? So, and know that the only person's judging you is Creator up there. You know, we're all bearing witness here. And I think there's a time where all of us are going to be called upon to make better choices and be on a better soul path and aligned with higher power. And that doesn't include any of that garbage. That's all I'm trying to make people aware of is just be in your heart more than ever now. Just be in your heart. What would Raven do? Like, really, what would Raven do? Are you going to give $5 to a homeless man or some smokes on the street? Like, I go around giving up rolled cannabis sticks to people. I don't care. And I take bus rides around the town sometimes, and I do little healing exercises. Are you focusing on that kind of vibration or on what somebody said about so-and-so and blah, blah, blah? So please, please, please forgive yourselves if you did do those mean, nasty things, and just stay on a higher path. That's all my information. That's my biggest reality dose of medicine you're ever going to get is today. So the most honest I can be about pretty much everything. I'm not hiding anything. I have nothing to hide. I never have. What you see is what you get. And this is Chris. So have a good day, everybody. I love you. Take care. Oh, goodness.